Show's yours.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
First world problems. He's yelling at Alexa over there instead of starting the show. I guess I can do that. Welcome to Beers and Beards. I'm Mikey Wilson from the OTSN Network. Jeremy Wiseman's over there yelling at his Alexa. I don't know what that's about.
All right, I'm having a hell of a
There
time
it
here,
is.
folks. I just tried to get ready for this. Beer is literally everywhere. Okay. I don't know what Mike just said. But welcome to Beers and Beards. And here we start every show with a shotgun. I am not kidding. Beer is literally everywhere.
I had a really tiny hole.
Huh. That's what she said.
Really should have
Okay. So episode 2. It's exciting. If you were not here last week, welcome. And this is the podcast where we are going to talk about beer in different states. And every week we're going to pick a state, drink some beer, and talk about how drunk that state is compared to other states. And last week we decided that for episode 2 will be beer from Michigan. So go ahead and introduce your beer while I open mine.
I got a Founders IPA. I took the car up to Dorchester today. I had Founders for tall boys for $2. Wicked fucking good deal, kid. So I'm drinking a Founders IPA.
And for me, I'm also wearing a shirt from them. This is a beer from New Holland Brewing Company in Michigan. This is called Dragon's Milk, a double barrel-aged stout.
I
One of
love
my
that.
favorites. And what's a brewery shirt if it's not covered in beer, right? It's all
Absolutely.
part of the plan, I guess. Holy cow. All right, so
Is
before we get into this,
your Dragon's Milk a specialty or just a regular Dragon's Milk?
no, just the regular one. I don't need to do any variants or anything. It's good enough the way it is.
But it can be better.
It could be.
Doesn't
just
need to be, but it can be.
not to me. My brother's always talking about the different variants and everything, and it's like, nah, I don't need it. You know, I don't need it. All right, so before we get started, let's remind all of our listeners what a drink really is. Okay, so a drink is 0.6 ounces of pure alcohol, which conveniently corresponds to 12 ounces of beer, a regular beer, 8 ounces of malt liquor, 5 ounces of wine, and 1.5 ounce, one shot of 80 proof alcohol, which is common. Okay. Oh, excuse me, that first beer. My goodness. All right, so Michigan versus everybody else. We actually, what's up, Nate Casper? We actually, I wanted to ask you something on how we should do this. Okay, so the way we're going to be ranking these states is how many of the residents are regular drinkers, the alcohol consumption in the units of gallon per person, the percentage of drinkers who are binge drinkers, and I've also got some fun little things like there's a growth rate over the past 10 years, whether they drink more or less, and craft breweries per 1,000 drinking age adults. Okay, so those are our grading matrices. Mike, did you share this on Facebook?
Yes.
All right, I have people looking for it.
It's on my This should be live on my Facebook, and I don't know if I can put it on your Facebook or not. I'll look into that. So to go two different lives. Cody wants you to chug that, I think.
No shot.
Cody Moat.
All right. So I think I just shared it. I talked to Cody and Danny about it earlier today.
Oh, nice.
And Danny just texted, "Where's the shit at?" Oh, he found it.
Danny,
Okay.
the resident Michigan man, chiming in. He wants to know.
Yes.
He wants to know everything about
Yes.
his state.
Coming in live from the great state of Michigan. But so there are some different numbers that we're using to grade these states, and I was wondering because I've got it ranked 1 through. I actually did 51. I'm including Washington D.C. because their numbers are astounding. Okay, so I want to try and figure out some kind of grading scale, right? Because we have some numbers that are more important than others. Like obviously, people who drink regularly and the gallons per person consumed are number 1 and 2 most important. But so at first I was thinking, your golf scores, right? So if you're ranked 1s across the board, your score is 5 and you are the drunkest state. But when I'm looking at it, there will be, there's a lot of drinkers, there's a lot of binge drinkers, they drink a lot, and they're really low on craft breweries. So it kind of ruins the stats. So I was looking at
You got to moneyball it. You got to get everything down to one number, kid.
Right. So that's kind of what I was looking at. Obviously, I think the number of regular drinkers is most important.
Oh no, I think I might have lost Wiseman there. He's calling me back, kid. Let's see. All right, so we're talking. He's talking Michigan beers and in different. Why can't I pull Skype up? He's talking Michigan beers and different types of consumption rates from Michigan. And I think basically what he's trying to get to is getting everything down to one number as opposed to saying that, okay, Michigan has this many drinkers and this number. And I'd like to see where he's going with that if I can ever get him back on here. But kid won't hang up. I'm trying to get him back on. So I was doing some of my own research, and I think some of the fans from last time were asking about sports teams from that general time and frame from that state. And Jay, you back there, kid?
Yeah. So I don't know who lost who, but yes, we are back. Can you see me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you. While you figured that out, I was telling the guys that we were talking about sports teams from that state and where they rank on the scale of drunkenness, and I found that the Detroit Lions are the second drunkest NFL fans when it comes to NFL sporting teams. I'm not so. I know Jay's going to ask me a lot of different
There we go.
categories and questions about how drunk people are and what he was just talking about, their alcohol consumed per gallon and how many binge drinkers and stuff like that there are. And I can't really look into that stuff because he's going to quiz me on that stuff, and it's going to be a fun little back and forth. So I did look into the sports gambling, the sports drunkenness, and the second drunkest NFL fans are the Detroit Lions.
Nice. Now,
Well, and you almost have to be that drunk because you go a year before you win a game.
That's what I was going to say, right?
Yeah, they just beat the Vikings 365 days between wins. They beat the Bears on December 5th last year.
Wow. Just wow.
Billy Evans says Kyle would be drinking Zima, and I also feel bad for him. Oh, for them, the Detroit Lions fans. All right, but take it away. I apologize.
Okay. So,
Actually, I'm sorry. Well, before you go, I do want to. We talked about introducing the penalty box. So if one of us starts tripping up or one of us starts pissing the other one off, and we didn't really get to talk about this in the pre-show, but we have these penalty boxes we just added. And I think at any point in time, you say, all right, bud, I'm tired of it. Just penalty box. Shut the fuck up for 2 minutes. So this is what Jay's probably, you get a couple bars on you, and then I'll start the 2-minute countdown. And I'm going to mute Jay, and I'm going to mute myself for that 2 minutes. And once that 2 minutes is up, we're allowed to join the podcast again. Jay, I hope if you put me in the penalty box, you're ready to talk for 2 minutes, though.
Oh, dude, I got it.
All right.
I got stats. All right, I've got some stats. Okay, so I've kind of figured out a scale. I don't know how excited I am about it because I'm trying to rank the importance of each of these numbers. Percentage of regular drinkers, alcohol consumption, binge drinkers, and how much more or less they drink. I think I figured something out. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just run with this. Okay. So there are 4 categories being considered, and I've ranked each state through those categories, and we are going to start with Michigan, right? That's what we decided. That's what we're drinking.
We're talking Michigan, baby. You got Dragon's Milk from New Holland, and I got Founder's IPA.
Okay. So let's talk about Michigan and how much they drink. Okay. So in the state of Michigan, 57.45% of their residents are regular drinkers. 57, so over half, and the national average is 56, so barely over the average. Okay, so and then so with them being those residents, there being more regular drinkers, do you think they'd be below or above average for gallons per person?
Ooh, I just had a really good idea, and I'm gonna answer your question as soon as I'm done with this.
Okay.
So a lot of baseball has the Mendoza line, and that is, I believe it's I'm drawing a blank here. It's somewhere between 90 and 100. Maybe it's 112. It might actually be 210. The Mendoza line, 210. It's got to be 210. The Mendoza line is how good or bad a baseball player is. You're above the Mendoza line, or you're below the Mendoza line. I like the Jeremy Wiseman line. Let's put him above or below the Wiseman line. As far as states, are you above the Wiseman line or below the Wiseman line on drinks per capita?
Oh, okay. Okay. So I've got averages.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got averages run. But how do I want to...
Danny chimed in and said it was 200. The Mendoza line is 200.
Of course he knows. Okay. I'll figure that out by next week.
Let's get. So what was your initial question?
Okay, so 57.45% of Michigan residents are consider themselves regular drinkers. Would you think that they are below or above average in alcohol consumptions in gallons per person?
I would think Michigan is above.
That's what I think too. They are actually below. The average consumption per person is 2.5 gallons, and they sit at 2.34.
Ooh.
Barely below. In this state, 27.10% of these drinkers are binge drinkers, which is a man drinking 5 or more drinks in one sitting, or a woman drinking 4 or more. That gives us 27% of those drinkers being binge drinkers. Over the past 10 years, they've actually reduced their alcohol consumption, which does impact their score greatly. And something that I do like here is their breweries per 1,000 people. The average is 3.86 across the country. In Michigan,
per 2,000 people?
Per 100,000 people.
Got it.
So on average across the country, it's 3.86 craft breweries per 1,000 drinking age adults. And Michigan doesn't even hit the top 10. I'm surprised by this. You know,
Oh,
because you think of cities like Grand Rapids, who have tons and tons of breweries, and just so much beer does come from Michigan
I believe that.
that
Oh, fresh
they
water,
do
right?
they do not land. Yeah, they do not land in the top 10. They actually rank number 12 versus the rest of the states with 4.7 breweries per 100,000 drinking age adults.
That's again, that's interesting because I would assume like your Indianas, your Wisconsins, your Michigans. I'll draw the line there, but and maybe not even Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin for sure because they're so close to fresh water that you're gonna have more breweries there, which means more beer, which means more drinks per capita.
Maybe, or it could be considered that the Midwest is awful
Yeah,
and we just drink a lot more beer here.
that's why I'm leaving, bud.
A lot of these, and it'll be interesting to see.
Well, I mean, let's not exclude the Northeast either, because it's not great up here either.
Right, right. No, it's no. Okay, so let's see. Um, so with regular drinkers being 23rd rank,
Did you read Cody's comment?
no,
Milwaukee is having a non-alcoholic beer festival.
it's perfect for you, Cody.
We're not doing Milwaukee now. We're not doing. We're
No, Wisconsin's out.
Wisconsin's done.
Actually,
It's part of
sorry.
Canada as far as I'm concerned, bud.
Yeah, that's out.
Nate,
I saw that. I just saw that.
I made a mess, man. I spit all my beer out.
Okay, so
Fuck, man. All right, what's next? Where you at, bud?
sorry, I got lost. I can't keep track of comments and do this.
I'll just throw them up. Check the share screen.
So regular drinkers. No, I don't have the share screen anymore.
Oh, I got it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Regular drinkers, Michigan ranks 23rd. Alcohol consumed per person is 26th. Binge drinkers is 20th. They have a negative rate of 2.9%. And that's 40th in the country. And craft breweries is 12, putting them at. Okay, my rank function isn't working. Okay, this is more
Technical
effective.
difficulties on the first couple shows. That shit's gonna happen.
Yep.
Cannot believe
So
Nate made me spit up beer, man. That's fucking hysterical.
okay, sorry about that. So with those numbers in mind, Michigan, per my point calculation system, at 288.12 points, lands them 23rd.
23rd out of 50.
23rd out of 50. Unreal. I was really expecting more than that. They are right just above average for how drunk they are. This is kind of anticlimactic. I just figured this out the same time you did. I was really expecting them to be higher, but here we are. Here we are. Michigan 23rd. I don't know if Danny's still in. I know he's watching the Bulls game. But if he is, and I'm curious what he has to say about, I'm pretty sure he contributes a large percentage of that as well by himself. But we don't need to get
There you
into
go.
that.
He said top half ain't bad.
Yeah, top half ain't bad. All right, so those are my fun beer stats. Did you look into your brewery at all? Do you have any fun facts about your brewery?
Dude, I couldn't find a beer from Michigan, bud. I'm going up and down the aisles up here in New Hampshire, and it's all New Hampshire, Maine, New York, a couple Boston beers. And then I just happened to walk by. I was in Walmart and I walked by a 12 pack of Founders All Day IPA, and I go, I don't need a fucking 12 pack of IPA. I'm never gonna fucking drink it, bud. And then
Wow, this accent's strong. You
I can't help it, man.
Boston for one day.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks, kid.
Two. Yeah, you got penalty box. You're out. 2 minutes. Start your timer. I'm going to use this time to talk about New Holland Brewing Company. God, I'm going to try and fill 2 minutes. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so God, you suck. Yeah, I can still hear you. Okay. All right, so New Holland Brewing Company started in 1997, and they distribute some of the best craft beer in the region as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, I'm partial to Dragon's Milk. This is my go-to camping beer, vacation beer, trying to get rowdy in the morning kind of beer. I like to drink it for breakfast. Okay, so that's what I do. I just learned right now that New Holland actually offers spirits as well. Now I wonder. Let's see. Explore our beer. Dragon's Milk is obviously the most prominent, and they do have a ton of variants out right now. And yeah, that's actually the most popular beer that comes from New Holland. I've been getting Snapchat memories sent to me from my 25th birthday. Whenever, well, you were there, Mike, as well as Cody and Danny, and we rented a house for my. You're waving your beer in front. What are you doing? Distracting me. Anyways, we actually went to Southwest Michigan for my 25th birthday, rented a house, partied for a couple days. It was a lot of fun. But one of the places we visited was New Holland Brewing. And I really just, enjoyed the time with great friends. I enjoyed the atmosphere there. And, of course, being able to drink my Dragon's Milk.
I'm back, kid.
Okay, here we go. That wasn't too painful, was it?
That sucked. I was clinking the bars with my cup.
That's not what it was?
That was brutal.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So after I said that Danny probably contributes a large percentage.
I would confirm.
What's that?
I would confirm that.
Yes. So in Michigan, you keep your beer cans because you pay a 10-cent deposit per can when you purchase it. It's not that you bring the cans back and they just give you 10%. You're prepaying this deposit. So for a case of beer, you're prepaying a $2.40 tax that will be refunded when you return the cans. So Danny's been keeping his cans. I'm trying to figure out a good way. I can't see my own screen. What's going on here?
I can still see you.
Yeah, I'll figure this out eventually, I promise.
It's only your second show, man.
So I can't see myself. I have no idea if you're going to be able to see this. But Danny
you just froze.
sent me this picture.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead. We can
Danny
see
just sent me a picture. I wonder if I open it in Facebook if I'll be able to see it.
Show us so I can see you. I can guide you through it. Oh wow, yeah. Hold it right
Can
there.
you see that picture?
Yeah, hold it right there. Wow. Just case on top of case on top of case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cases stacked plus plenty in the back, and then a shitload on the floor there. Your screen went off there, bud.
I can't imagine how many. Well, I mean, in each case, I mean, the case 24 beers has $2.40 in there.
Unless he's drinking 30 racks, but.
Unless he's drinking 30 racks, which
He said it's his retirement fund, bud.
He's probably got a few $100 down there. Honestly, I mean,
I would
I know
assume.
he's done the math. I know he's done the math down there.
Oh, maybe they can't see you on Facebook. Crown asked where you went, or not Crown. I apologize. Casper asked where you went. I'll pull Facebook up. You keep talking.
All right. Um. So, of all the beers, you really couldn't find a Michigan beer on the East Coast. Like,
Of all the
not.
beers, you really couldn't find a Michigan beer on the East Coast.
Oh, wow, we got an echo here.
No, I pulled Facebook up. You're good. Yeah. So I only found Founders. Found us.
Right, but Founders, I mean, Founders has more. They have KBS, which is Kentucky.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
shoot,
what
what is it for?
Kentucky bourbon style. I went out breakfast. Kentucky breakfast style.
Yes.
I went out looking for KBS, bud, and all I found, I didn't find anything. They had a 12-pack hidden at Walmart, and then I went over here to the grocery store, and they had Tall Boys, so I didn't have to buy a 12-pack. But Founders is the only thing I found out here.
Huh. Yeah, they're so you're drinking an all day IPA, is that what it is?
Yep, 2 IPAs in a row, bud. I love IPAs.
Well, at least you got a session. Well, I have a strong opinion about session IPAs.
This one
Um,
actually isn't that hoppy. This is
right.
less hoppy than the Lagunitas we drank last week.
Right, because it's a session. Okay, so a session IPA is a light.
We just got our shotgun tip off.
Oh shit!
I got my
I
headphones in,
forgot
so
about,
you won't be able to hear it. But
forgot about the random timer. Okay, so
I just picked a random time this time because I knew you forgot about it. And you was already talking, so I just went and picked a random time, went with it.
well, I gotta open up the.
Nate said, "I don't know who put that on the teleprompter. Mikey will read anything you put on there." I'm not in charge of the notes, Nate. That's wise.
All right, here we go.
Which one are you? Yep. Cheers, bud. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bud. Love the belching afterwards.
I think it comes with it.
Yeah, it has to come with it. We were talking about Danny's retirement. He said it's about Danny said it was about $300 8 months ago.
And
He said
wonder if
winter is
he-
coming. Let's stock up.
yeah, no kidding. Oh my goodness.
I don't
Yes,
know.
I'm seeing
Go ahead.
I'm seeing these comments very, very late.
Well, that's why I'm throwing them on your shared screen. Can you not see the share screen?
Nope.
I'll try again. Go ahead. Get back to what you were talking about.
So I'm double fisting here. Oh, I can see myself again now. I don't know how you did that. I'm double fisting. So, Dragon's Milk, obviously, about halfway through it, is excellent. But something that my mom did for my brother and I last year, and now this year again, is she got us a beer advent calendar from Costco. So this advent calendar has pints of German beer that you'll never find in the United States. So I'm also drinking I'm also drinking a lager from this for day 8. You know, a lot of German beers, it's a lot of ales or lagers or just pretty simplistic beers,
There you go.
and nothing quite as interesting. Well, I love IPAs. I know I made a hipster joke last week, but I do love IPAs and the strong stouts. But this beer, and they've all got these really cool cans, right? Super cool can. So this beer that I'm also drinking, it's a lager. And can you see what it's called?
Wiener Lager.
So in German, that'd be Weiner, right? Weiner Lager. But yes, it's.
In New Hampshire, it'd be a Wiener
I've got
lager.
wiener in my right hand. Wiener in my right hand. Dragon's milk in the other.
Oh, you're drinking a Dragon's Wiener there, kid.
Wow, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I didn't get that far. Oh, so what I was saying, session IPAs. They just, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Drinking a session IPA it's like a light version of a craft beer. Now, like we talked about last week, I shop by percentages. Like what got me on Dragon's Milk so much is this is a 11% beer, and the variants are a little stronger, but this is an 11%. So drinking this would be about the equivalent of, I don't know, 2.5 regular beers, just on the amount of alcohol in there. When you drink Founders, all day IPA, the ABV is much lower, closer to 4, and it says 4.7, which, I mean, the IBUs are lower, which is why you like it. But the ABV is 4.7, making it closer to drinking a light domestic beer. And for me, it just seems like a waste. Because if I am going to drink a beer at that strength, I am going to drink a watered down, cheap, no taste beer. So I've had a strong opinion about session beers for a long time now. And it's also because I like the craft beers, but when I want to drink several beers in one day, I'm not going to go grab IPAs. I'm not going to go grab stouts. I'm not going to go grab barley wines. I'm going to go grab Bush lattes in their seasonal cans, and I'm going to drink that shit up all day because it's light. And, that's once you're getting to that percentage, you have much more quantity over quality. So there's my little rant about session IPAs.
Yeah, and I think I'm drinking this because I'm handcuffed to drinking a Michigan beer, and this is the only thing we had over here. But
I'm really surprised by that.
I am too. I couldn't find KBS anywhere. And did I tell a story about the liquor store next door yesterday or last week when I walked in there and asked for beer?
I think so.
There's a wine and liquor store. So it's hotel, wine, liquor store, grocery store right now for me. And I walked in on the wine and liquor store and I walked up and down the aisles, no beer. And I walk up to the front and I go, "Where's all the beer, kid?" And they go, "We don't sell beer." All right.
Yes, I did see that Snapchat.
Sorry. So yeah, I'm handcuffed to. I don't even like IPAs. I drank the Lagunitas last week. I drank the Founders this week. The Foundas, as they say up here, this week. And hopefully, I don't have to drink another IPA on the show. That'd be great. Actually, I drink a Sam Adams. I think it's an IPA. It's a hazy. It's called Wicked Hazy or Wicked Easy. I think it's an IPA. That actually was pretty good. I went up to the Boston. I went to the Sam Ad. I went up to Boston Sunday, or down to Boston Sunday, and I went to the Sam Adams Brewery and I had some Wicked Easy. I did a tour. It was awesome. The Wicked Easy is pretty good though. I think it's a super light hoppy beer. If it's an IPA, it's an IPA, but not a crazy fan
Right.
of IPAs. But that low hoppiness is where I'm at. Because I do like that little bit of bite back that you get. So I'm a whiskey guy. I'm a whiskey girl.
Yeah, whiskey girl. Oh, speaking of that, I saw a TikTok the other day. I know you just get so fucking butthurt about TikToks, but
I'm
I
putting you
saw
in
a
the box as
TikTok.
soon as you're done with this. You know it's coming.
Okay, it's fine. I needed a break. So I actually found a TikTok that recommended 5 bourbons, like the five bourbons under $50. Because if you get into drinking some real bourbon, it's expensive, right? And I want to, right? I was given a bottle of Woodford Reserve as a gift, and I really enjoyed it. And I
It's really
want
good.
to drink more bourbon. So I actually pulled up the TikTok while I was at the liquor store today, and I found one of the bottles. It was the cheapest bottle on this list. It was like $26, and it's called Larceny. I'm very excited to try it. On my break, I might actually run and go get the bottle. But Very excited to try it. It's called Larceny, $26 a bottle, which can still be pricey, but whenever you're getting into craft bourbon, it's nothing compared to some of the other stuff that's on the scale.
All right, bud. I'm gonna throw you in the box now. Every time that Wiseman brings up TikTok, he's definitely got to go in the box. I can't stand TikTok. It's a generic ripoff of a bunch of other different social media platforms that I don't even mess with anyway. But I feel bad putting Wiseman in the box because it's definitely his show. I'm gonna cut it down to a minute while he's gone because I don't really want to talk that long. But there we go. And it's his show. I feel bad putting him in the box because he's the one with all the stats and he's the one with all the questions. And I got to sit here and make up because I can't look up any stats. So I got to sit here and make up shit for another minute and a half. But I would like to talk about my trip to Boston. I'm up in New Hampshire still. I might get to go home Sunday. I might get to go home on Monday. I went down to Fenway. That was really cool. I got to check out. I was in the. Let's talk instead of talking about my trip to Boston. Let's talk about some whiskeys. So Larceny isn't bad. Nate jumped in with Backwoods Bastards from KBS. Not bad either. I'm a big label guy when it comes to beer too, and I think that Backwoods Bastards beer is the old guy with the moonshine. He's got the big gray beard. I'm pretty sure that's the Backwoods Bastards one. Love good labels. That'll draw me in every time, and then I'll go, ooh, what is this? And then I have to find out if it's an IPA or a stout. Welcome back, bud. Did you mute yourself? Oh, you're just fucking with me.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm not a good actor.
Yeah.
Were you guys talking
me and Wiseman.
Were you guys talking about dirty? Oh wait, is my time up? I don't know.
Your time's up. I'll unmute. I can control I can mute you whether you're muted or not. So,
Tight.
you talk, and if I hear you, I think I'll be able to hear you through Skype anyway. But I was talking about a trip to Boston, and then Nate Casper chimed in, and he was talking about Larceny, your whiskey that you were just talking about. He said that's not bad. It's not a Jack Daniels. Larceny isn't terrible. It's not a Jack Daniels bad. Which I don't think Jack Daniels is bad. It's not great whiskey by any means, but it's definitely not bottom shelf either. And then I started talking about the Backwoods Bastards from KBS. And I was talking about how I'm a label guy when I'm walking through the aisles, especially here. Like, I don't know what any of these beers taste like, right? Like, it's not like you can walk down a beer aisle in Midwest and go, I've had that. I've had that company at least, right? That brewery at least, and I want to try this. Here, you're just like, I don't know, fucking flip a coin, bud.
Right. So I heard you say Backwoods Bastard, and I was not familiar with it. What came to mind was Dirty Bastard.
That's what he said. He said there's two bastards, a Dirty Bastard and a Backwoods Bastard. I'll throw it out.
Okay. So I like it. I don't know how excited. I mean, you like the darker beers. I think you kind of compartmentalize darker beers, but it's actually a Scotch style ale.
Yep. This is the one with the plaid, right?
Yes. The bottle art does have some plaid on there. Yes.
Like a Scotch kill.
Yes.
Scotch kill.
Ale. So the Dirty Bastard, ABV 8.5, IBUs 50, which is very nice for you. Something else never mind. I'll come back to that. But yes, so that prompted me to look into their barrel aged series at Founders, and that's where Backwoods Bastard comes up. Right next to KBS, Backwoods Bastard is their obviously barrel aged Scotch ale at 11%, which falls into the same category of something like Dragon's Milk. Oh, cool. Huh. Founders website is way better than New Holland's, by the way. Way better.
I never even looked. I found this today on accident, like I said. What do you got next on the docket, bud?
Well, let's see.
Hey, in all honesty, how good is the accent? Not great, right?
No, it's terrible.
All right. I can't help it. I walk around all day doing that. How do you not do it?
Am I still in jail?
No, you're fine.
Do I have the bars over my face still?
No. Your screen's shared. You can see the screen, kid.
I can't see your screen, cocksucker.
Dude, I shared the screen, kid.
I can't even see my face.
All right.
Oh, there we go. The bars are gone now. I'm looking at. I'm seeing it through Facebook, and it's super lagged. So
Facebook's at least 10 seconds behind, and I don't have a great connection.
Okay. Well, here's that large I was talking about. Pretty cool. 92 proof. A little bit strong.
Hold on, Nate. Can you still not hear Wiseman? Keep going, Wise. But I think Nate just chimed in late when you were still muted. Go ahead and give us your first taste there.
Well, I'm not a bourbon expert. I would like to be, right? I would like to be a connoisseur of all things alcohol. Started with beer.
Except for clear alcohol. Clear alcohol's the fucking devil.
Well, I could appreciate vodka sometimes, or a good Blanco tequila. But, yeah, so I started with beer, and I'm by no means a connoisseur. I like to think of myself as a beer enthusiast. And I'm very enthused in consuming it. But I'd like to learn more about bourbons, right? I think that's the next step. I've been drinking a lot more wine with my wife, Michelle, for those who do not know her. That's been fun. But, yeah, I'm going to learn a little bit more about bourbons as we do this, too, I think. Beers and beards and bourbons and...
Beers, bourbons, and beers. I like that. Hey, while you take that drink, what do you think about when we do like let's find a state that has a low percentage of beer drinkers, like let's call it below the Wiseman line, and maybe we bring the girls down and we talk wine, women and wine. We'll do a beers and beards special edition, women and wines.
That'd be fun because there are some states, I'm not going to say which because those are going to be notes for when that episode comes up, obviously, but there are states that the consumption is nearly zero because of the liquor laws within that state. So those will be fun to come across.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that. Bring the women in and do a women and wine night.
That'd be fun.
You see, he said wieners and wine. What a jackass! Hey, I don't mind wine, dude. Did you see what Nate said about the corn whiskey called Big Gun? I think with the way I know Nate, I think the more country something sounds, the more behind it he gets. I don't know how good Big Gun is, but it sounds like a country thing. Nate, where you living at now, lol? Question mark. I don't know where you're living at now, Nate. But yeah, the more country something is, Nate's gonna get behind it no matter what. It probably tastes like shit. Nate's like, oh, love it.
A whiskey I did find a long time ago, and this is like just excellent marketing. Excellent marketing as far as I'm concerned. Tin Cup whiskey. Are you familiar?
Yeah, it comes with a shot glass. Love it.
Yeah, it comes with a little tin cup. Cute, right?
Shot glass. That's why it's simple like us. Beers and beers.
Now, I saw a commercial for it, and this commercial, it was like 4 dudes up in the mountains, because I think that whiskey comes from Colorado, but they're up in the mountains. Nate beat you
to it. He said Colorado already.
Ah, okay. They're camping, and they're sitting around, and they're just drinking, and they're passing around a little tin cup in the bottle. And this is I think the only time that an alcohol head has got me. And in that moment, I'm like, I want to be that guy. And I went straight to the liquor store and I bought some tin cup whiskey. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it while I had it. I think I've got the tin cup floating around here somewhere.
That's a Nate Casper move, man.
Yep. They spoke to me. They really did. They spoke to me.
That's what advertisements do.
Yeah.
They find
Danny
their
had,
demographic and they plug the right audience.
Danny had a comment a while back that is gone now, and I can't find it.
I'll find it. Go
It's
ahead.
only letting me see the last few comments. But it was about I forgot. Anyways, I've also been I also finished this before we got started.
Ooh, the dreaded Malort. I'll pass on that, bud.
It wasn't, it's an acquired taste. I remember the first time Cody brought it to Bonfire. I drank it and it tasted like someone.
It tasted like the bonfire.
It tasted like that feeling when you get bug spray on your lips.
Yeah.
That's what it tasted like. But now it's grown on me. There was a little bit more in there. And it's all thanks to Cody. Cody really
The guy
really
who wants
got-
milkshakes at every bar.
Yes, yes. And then the one bar that has milkshakes, he didn't make it to.
Yeah.
He went and got a milkshake somewhere else.
All right. Since we're talking about Michigan, let me talk. So I've been spending a lot of time in Michigan the last couple this year. I spent a bunch of time in Michigan.
Right.
For work. So I would go to and if Danny's still in here, he's probably not even familiar with it, but I know he knows of it because I brought it up to him. I stayed in Three Rivers. I stayed in. Where the hell did I stay at? Let's call it Three Rivers, Michigan. It wasn't Three Rivers, but Three Rivers has an awesome pizza joint, and I can't remember what the name of it is now. And I just had it. That's why I brought it up. But they have over 200 different craft beers in their beer vault. And this guy, he makes and if we did this later, I might even have sent them a phone call and asked if he wanted to come on. But he makes this a hobby for himself, and he goes around to different beer vendors and he buys their variants in bulk, and then he sells them back out of his beer vault at room temperature, which is a wild move to me. But that was the one plus of going to Michigan, because there was not a lot to do in Michigan. The place I was at, and again, Danny, if you're still in here, help me out with this. But where I was at, everything was closed on Monday. Nothing open on Monday. There was only an Applebee's open on Monday. Even the fast food restaurants closed at 6 o'clock. Didn't understand it. But there is some very good beer in Michigan. There are some very good bars in Michigan. I was in a shithole town, so let's not base Michigan all off on that one little town of like literally 40 people. Which, by the way, I design fiber networks. Why the hell are we even in that town? But that's neither here nor there. Also, speaking of Michigan, I found a couple things that, and I think this might be my segment here, bud. Since I can't look into different the alcohol volume contents for each individual Michigan resident, because you're gonna ask me questions about that and bounce back and forth. I think my thing here is gonna be finding things that Michigan invented, or that were at least invented in Michigan. Street lights. Traffic lights, not street lights.
Street lights?
Traffic lights.
Huh.
Traffic lights.
Like-
invented in
like-
Michigan.
Like the red, yellow, green, right?
Yes, and the signals and all the left, rights, and all that bullshit.
Wow.
Danny agrees. Three Rivers is nothing, and there's one good pizza joint there. Other than that, Three Rivers is nothing. No, I never made it up to Kalamazoo, but I do travel to Kalamazoo. Well, I used to once a winter to go snowboarding. And the hill, and you might know the name of it, Danny. I don't remember the name of it. The hill that I went to in Kalamazoo is a hill. Everyone goes, oh yeah, Mount whatever. It's a fucking hill, bud.
It's funny because I
got a couple more, so come back to me. But keep going.
you know me, the traffic nerd, right? For those who do not know, I'm a civil engineer that works primarily in road construction, and I think traffic management is the thing I nerd out the most on. Whether it's proper barricades and lane closures for construction, or just the new ways that intersections are managed. Like, I can't tell you how many times I just jerk off to fucking roundabouts. I tell you,
I love them.
they're just my favorite.
Love
I
'em.
love roundabouts.
So
and
does
it all
New
came-
Hampshire, by the way.
It all came. It all came from this from this instructor, not the jerking off part, but the roundabout obsession. He would wear a tie. As my traffic engineering instructor, and he would wear a tie. It was this bright green tie, and it had a bunch of roundabout signs all over his tie.
That's fun.
And he actually pioneered a lot of research for the Indiana DOT on
Sorry, Nate Casper chimed in. You were talking about jerking off. He said they call the roundabout a circle jerk.
I like that. I like that. Oh, Kinley's here.
Kinley's in here?
Yeah. At least he was when my comments were live. I don't know where my comments are. Oh, and Cody's back. Maybe.
Are you done with your traffic tie story?
Oh, the thing I really like about Michigan is all their out in the boonies and everything. I noticed them around Kalamazoo and some other cities. Is they will have a lone street light over their intersections.
Yeah.
Out in the dark, there's just one street light suspended right in the middle of the intersection. You know it's coming from a mile away, and I absolutely love it. It's something that rural Indiana can really benefit from.
Indiana would benefit from it. I'll tell you this much, and I'm going to get into this next, but if you don't know, I'm into fiber optics. I do fiber optic designs. When we try to cross aerial over one of those intersections, we will be the lowest, and we will not meet height requirements, but the traffic light's lower than us. And we have to do make readies on both poles. It's a fucking pain in the ass. And you're just like, bud, what about the fucking light you got here? That doesn't do anything, by the way. I mean, yeah,
All
it
because
lights
of
up
those
that.
lights.
So next, fiber optics were invented in Michigan.
Huh. How about that?
And I think you can guess this, but the car assembly line was invented in Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a guy. His last name.
I know his last name. I don't know if I can guess his
starts-
first name.
It starts with an F and ends with Ord.
Do you know his first name? I don't even know his first name.
I think
Gerald?
it's Henry.
Henry Ford. That's it. Henry Ford. That's it.
It's got to be right.
That's it for sure. That ring a bell. All right, so this one I think we can both drink to, and I'm not really sure how you invent this, but the 5-day work week was invented in Michigan. Cheers to Michigan, bud.
Yeah. Too bad it was a poor day.
Hey, Saturday and Sunday. There's not a better combination than Saturday and Sunday than short shorts and cowgirl boots. Probably cowboy boots for Nate, but you get it.
Yeah, that just took me on a tangent. All right, so we're back.
Do you? I like that. What do you think about the state inventions for me?
I like that. That's
As long
a
as
fun
it's
little-
interesting, I'm not. There was a bunch of them. I was like, I don't give a shit, bud.
Yeah, that was a fun little thing to include. I do enjoy that. So I think while we're approaching the hour mark,
Yeah, we're a little long.
so I think we should get to our closing bit to entertain those beer and non-beer drinkers who are still participating and listening. And let's get on to the dad joke segment. What do you think? Is it time?
I love it. The current score, I don't have a graphic for it. And, I get fucking tired when I get back here, man. I'm walking fucking 15 miles a day, so piss off. I don't have a graphic yet. The score is 1-1.
1-1.
I went first last time. Would you like the top of the first, or do you want to figure out a way to determine that? Just go first. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We're already in an hour.
I'm going first. You're going first.
You go first, bud. Top of the first. Jeremy Wiseman's up to the plate.
All right.
I'll stop eating popcorn too. I'll pay attention.
See, I'm going down this list. Okay, I don't want to get lost like you did. So some are going to be good and some not. But I've got a year's worth of dad jokes right here, so I don't want to fuck it up. First one for you. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie?
I don't know.
Sophisticated.
That was pretty good. All right. Bottom of the first, Mikey Wilson to the plate. Why are elevator jokes so funny? Because they work on many levels.
I like that.
Danny booed you.
Danny booed me?
Not me. That timing was off for me. Had to be you.
No, it was, oh.
I didn't even get my punchline, and he was booing already. So, does that count as a laugh? Is it 2-1? Are we doing overall score or week-to-week score?
I see. Well, I don't know. I guess if we keep tying. Oh, how about if we tie, the next week decides it, like when we're golfing.
So 2-1.
I didn't laugh. I was laughing. Well, I
You literally went.
I was making fun of you.
You literally went.
Yeah, I got to keep it under control. I typically laugh to make fun of you. So, all right.
Hey, top of the second, Jeremy Wisen to the plate.
Oh, this is funny. Love a good fat joke. I thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was the refrigerator.
All right.
That took a lot. That was close.
That was funny.
You started wiggling.
What is brown and sticky? A stick!
You just laughed. Give me a point.
Oh, I can't laugh? All right. Sorry,
Oh.
2-2. I didn't know that. 2-2. Top of the third.
What do you call a factory that makes okay products? Satisfactory.
Thought that was going to be better. When you gave the delivery, I was like, oh, this is going to get me. And then it did.
Should I pause longer? I think I should have paused longer.
I don't think you should have paused longer.
I have a lot of drinks in front of me right now. Okay, here we go.
Do you know why nurses like red crayons?
No.
Because they have to draw blood.
Oh, okay. I've heard better.
Maybe I need to make your screen bigger so these jokes can go over your head.
Huh.
Top of the fourth.
Dear math, grow up and solve your own problems.
That is really funny.
Wow, it's taking a lot from you. All right.
My wife asked me to get 6 cans of Sprite. When I got home, I realized I picked up... I fucked it up.
Do another one.
I don't have another one. I just wrote down 5. Go ahead. Top of the fifth.
What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies.
Three to 2. All right. You got to get yourself under control for this one. What kind of noise does a witch's broom make? Broom! Broom! Ah! I thought that was getting you for sure.
That was your best one.
Yeah, that's why I saved it for the bottom of the fifth, bud. Closer's got to come in.
That was so good. So good. My gosh. I'm about to tear from trying not to laugh. So good.
Got to bring the closer in at the bottom of the fifth.
All right. So where are we at? Is that it? Do I have one more?
Well, that was it. You won 3-2.
All right. So that means
Supplies. Jesus Christ.
That was good.
Hey, great job not laughing at the broom broom, by the way, because I fucking laughed like 3. I had to tell it to myself 3 times so I wouldn't laugh.
Me reading these jokes. So I have no. I'm literally going down a list that I found online last week, and the first time I read it was 10 seconds before I read it to you, and I barely could contain myself. Just reading in my head.
I was sitting here about 20 minutes before this started, and I went through and picked out 5, and then I went back and watched our dad jokes from last week to make sure I wasn't going to repeat myself or yourself. And then once I realized that these are 5 new jokes, I said, okay. And then I told you the whatever joke it was that I laughed at myself, and you made me take a point. So I sat here going, okay, don't laugh at the broom broom. Don't laugh at the broom broom. That's why I fucked up my 7-Up joke.
Mm.
My wife asked me to pick up 6 cans of spray. When I got home, I realized I picked 7-Up.
Ah, that's pretty good.
And I'm
pretty
thinking, don't laugh at broom broom while I'm trying to deliver a joke. And it's gonzo. Bud.
You're laughing at your next joke already.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's excellent. Excellent.
That shit's gonna happen though.
A little tiny segue from your traffic signal fun fact. So there is a standard across the country where it goes red, yellow, green, and the reason for that is because of the percentage of population that is red, green, colorblind. They just see a light, right? They can't tell what it is, so they had to unify it, being red, yellow, green. It's the same thing for left to right. Because you come into some intersections with a horizontal,
Yep.
and I think it goes left to right, red, yellow, green. I don't know that for
I would
sure.
agree left to right.
But, fun fact, there is one intersection in the entire country where green is above the red.
One
that's because
intersection.
Then
Go ahead.
this is in Syracuse, New York.
Oh, I
It's
thought for sure you were going to say Michigan.
It's called Tip Hill in Syracuse. And the reason for that is it's an old thing. It's a primarily Irish town. So putting the red above the green would be putting the British above the Irish. So this town remains the only intersection where they are switched.
That's funny.
That's my fun fact. I remember that from college. I had to Google the town, though. That's the shit I remember from college. Not anything important.
So all I remember from high school is Watkins talking about Dr. Mario. All right, sign us
All right.
off, bud.
That's it for me, man. That was fun. We got through the state information pretty quick here, and then it turned into a lot of BS, in which I enjoy.
The show's going to get dialed in a little bit more, and we're going to cut it down to like 40 minutes so we can keep, because we had 7 people in here at one time, and then no one's going to sit here for an hour, so we're going to try to dial this down to 40 and really get fine tuned. This is our second show, bud. Piss off,
Yeah, heard that. Copy pissing off.
How was let's end every, and you can come back to this. I apologize for cutting you off, but let's end every show. Just Danny's still in here because we're talking about Michigan. Let's end every show with breaking down how we liked the beer that we're drinking.
Oh, excellent. I enjoy that a lot. So tell me about your session IPA.
I'm gonna give this session IPA the greatest. I'm not a negative guy. The greatest compliment that I can give. It was okay.
Okay, got it.
I'd drink
like
it again if I had to. If I walked into your backyard and I was like, "You got any Busch Light?" and you were like, "Only session all day IPAs today," bud, I'd be like, "All right."
Well, you don't have to worry about that because I will never buy session IPA.
I know, but I'm just saying, you get it. You're a guy that gets it.
I get it. So, Dragon's Milk for me, it's going to come at the very top of my scale. This is a tried and true, just 10 out of 10 beer for me. I mean that. It's I like barrel-aged stouts. But this is the one I keep coming back to. It's the most, it's available. I can get it whenever I want it. And for that taste, alcohol, availability, this is going to fall into a 10 out of 10 on the Wiseman scale. Really I really enjoy it.
I got two things before you sign off. I see you taking a drink, so I'm going to jump in here. I'm wearing my, I know I probably told you about this, but I'm wearing my Hops and Coaster Drops t-shirt. I went to the Indiana Beach, had a beer festival. You got a cup about this fucking big, and you got to walk around and they just fill your cup up and fill your cup up and fill your cup up, and as fast as you can drink it, they'll fucking pour it for 4 hours. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if I have enough beer shirts to wear once a week. We'll figure it out. And I had some. Would you rank? And I like bringing the hard hitting questions. That's why you bring me on this show. Would you rank KBS or Bourbon Barrel higher? They're both 10 out of 10s. I'm assuming for you. Which one wins, bud? You got $10. There's a bottle of KBS. There's a bottle of Bourbon Barrel. You got to pick one, bud.
Well, the Dragon's Milk. Is that what you're referring to? Because
yeah,
I will pick this.
I kept saying KBS. I meant Dragon's Milk because we talked about we talked about Founders KBS. Dragon's Milk.
No, I gotcha.
Bourbon Barrel.
Well, they're both bourbon barrel beers, so I think that's where the confusion lies.
The Goose Island Bourbon Barrel, yeah.
I will pick Dragon's Milk every time over another bourbon barrel aged stout at 11% that is readily available. Now, if I came across a barrel aged stout that landed 18%, this is actually a segue, right?
Bourbon County. Sorry, Danny just corrected me. The Goose Island Bourbon County.
Bourbon County versus Dragon's Milk?
Dragon's Milk. Yep. Thanks, Danny.
I think I would pick Bourbon County.
That's what I thought. Sorry. Thanks, Danny.
That I would pick Bourbon County. It's
so much for me bringing the hard hitting questions. Can't even get the fucking thing right.
So this is a 10 out of 10 for me as far as availability is concerned, but Bourbon County is more of a delicacy. It's not as available, which makes it, I think, more valuable. I've actually got a funny story about this. Cody and I were at a beer fest in Highland at Wicker Park.
Jay.
What's that?
You got a comment on your screen.
Comment?
Have you had Canadian Breakfast Stout, Jeremy?
Yes, I have. I don't remember it, but I have. Who makes it?
Who makes it, Danny? Well, you could have guessed it as Danny. He's the only one left in here at an hour and 11. Continue your story.
Sorry. Oh yeah, Canadian is from Founders, I think. Anyways, Cody Edson and I were at a beer fest at Wicker Park, Pints in the Park, and while we were there, we came across a Goose Island tent, and Cody asked, "Do you have any Bourbon County?" And the guy working the tent said, "Yes, but you have to come back in an hour with a code word." And we were so hyped at this point. We're already drunk. You know, it's like the later half of the beer fest. We're like, "What's the code word?" And he says, "I'm fucked up." We're like, "Let's go." In the meantime, Dick Diamond is playing. It's pouring rain. We had raincoats on, so everyone's like hiding inside, and we're like in front of all the lines for the beers because no one's outside. It's just us drinking all the beer. And then we go back to Goose Island, and we tell him, "I'm fucked up." And he looked at us like we had two heads. You know, like he didn't understand. So Cody gets real mad. Real mad. You fucking told us, and before he can blow up, Felicia Fowler was working the tent next to him. It was like, Jeremy, what's going on? And I I told her, and she's like, and she looked at the guy. We're gonna say his name is Melvin. Melvin, what the fuck? You told these guys this? And he's like, oh my god, shut up, get behind the tent. And then we went and hid behind the tent, and the four of us sampled Bourbon County for, I don't know, probably 15 minutes. We just hid from everybody else and just drank back there.
That's funny.
That was pretty cool. That's my Bourbon County story. Also, that is the only. That's the only. Let's see. I've only ever thrown up once at a bar, and I was in Wicker Park with Cody again, and he bought us Bourbon County, and he tipped so well to the bartender that the bartender's like, it was like 100% tip. It was awesome. And this bartender, we were the only people in the bar, and he said, "This is too much. I can't accept that." And Cody says, "No, I insist." So he pours us shots of Jameson, and it was late in the night. I took that shot of Jameson, and I ran to the bathroom as fast as I could, and I puked. That was the only time I've ever thrown up in a bar, and it was because that hot fucking shot of Jameson after drinking Bourbon County. And
Yeah, warm whiskey's not amazing.
this was a time where Austin, you've met Austin.
Yeah, I don't like Austin.
Yeah, he's an acquired taste. Austin took his mom's minivan and drove us. It was me, Cody, Austin, and Mark Dye up to the city. And I woke up in Cody's driveway the next day with a real nice dark brown Bourbon County stain on my shirt from when I threw up in the bathroom.
Hey, let's end this and just Skype Danny in, and you and Danny can drink and bullshit.
That sounds good to me.
All right, Danny, we will text me your Skype number, and then I will give you just your Skype hang or your Skype tag or whatever bullshit, or send me a screenshot of your Skype tag. We're gonna end this. Jay, sign us off, and then Danny, I'll call you. Anybody else in the chat that wants to hang out and drink with us? I don't know how many people I can put in Skype, but let's drink on the side. Ooh, I won't mind that either. Anybody hang out in the chats that wants to? Yeah, Danny, we need Skype, bud. Sorry, it's free. Anybody in the comments? Let's cut this show down to 40 minutes. Anybody? Yeah, we can Zoom too. Yeah, we can Zoom. I gotta switch computers, but we can Zoom. Anybody in the comments? We'll cut this down to 40 minutes after the show that wants to hang out and drink with us. We can sit around and have another beer.
I enjoy that. That's good.
All right, sign us off, Jay.
All right, so those of you who stayed along for this entire shit show, thank you for listening. Join us next week around the same time. We have not decided a state for next week. Keep an eye out on social media. I just created a Twitter, beers_N_beards. Did I say it right? Beers and beards? Anyways.
We get it. So try one. If one doesn't work, try the other.
I will post about whatever beer we're going to drink next week so you can follow along, drink with us. And episode 2, we're out.